afternoon. I hope you enjoy your lunch. And without losing any minutes, let's dive into our afternoon sessions because we still have a very hectic afternoon ahead of us. Our first topic this afternoon will be aggregating EVs for ancillary services, V1G and V2G case studies from Switzerland and Belgium. Gianluca Corbellini, CEO and co-founder at Hive Power, is here to tell us more. Welcome him with applause. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gianluca Corbellini. I'm the CEO and co-founder at Hive Power. And today I would like to tell you more about our recent projects, and now we're going live into providing the flexibility for ancillary services with examples from Switzerland and Belgium. So we see that those two sectors of our economies, power and mobility, which have been forever very, let's say, unbundled, are right now merging, and the intersection is becoming extremely important. We actually think that it will be so important that even one of those two sectors will even take over a big part of the other one. I'll let you guess why and when. And it's happening because from one side, the power sector needs more and more flexibility for mainly three reasons. First of all, infrastructure. So we need to shift in time our demand and production in order to guarantee the power quality on the grids. Very important, of course. Second one is the market. So we need flexibility to leverage the arbitrage on prices on the energy markets, or in general, let's say, to make energy markets more efficient. And the third one is definitely the sustainability, which fortunately goes together the others, because typically when you have a lot of renewables in the grid, they're also cheaper, and you can also balance the grid in a very native way. On the other side, the mobility sector want to move very fast into electric vehicles, also because the users, the governments, everybody is going into that direction, and also they want to have a cheap electricity to charge the vehicles in order to reduce the total cost of ownership. So who we are a startup based in Switzerland. We're providing software called Flexo, which stands for Flexibility Orchestrator. And the main idea is that we enable automated smart charging for electric vehicles to charge them at the best time, at the best price, and very importantly, with a seamless user experience for the owners. And how we do it, basically we connect our solution, which just live in this thin but very important layer that we call intelligence, to existing IoT platforms. And the example I will tell you more about today is really related to electric vehicles and charging stations. But we also operate solar and stationary batteries. On top, you see the use cases that we're addressing, which are multiple. So there is a behind-the-meter optimization for the local self-consumption in general, price arbitrage on the energy markets. But today we will go deeper a bit in the grid services, especially for national grid operators. So we like to represent in this slide, again, the kind of use cases that you can target with smart charging. And we see the merging of these two possibilities for MFRR and AFRR in balancing national grids as a very interesting one. Depending on the use case, we go through charging points or electric vehicle. And the complexity of this business model comes also from the number of stakeholders involved. So we can go from, let's say, active customers or car owners or fleet managers in general, which have access to the vehicles. Then there is always a balancing service provider included in the game today. Maybe tomorrow it will not be so needed, let's say. And then on the other side, requesting the flexibility, there is the transmission system operator, which is managing at the national level the electric grid. In this case, in Switzerland, we partner with the biggest car dealer in the country, which has 35% of market share in new car sales, so a very big one. And they are switching to a very vertical value proposition. So they want to sell you, or actually to rent you, long-term the car, including everything you can imagine. So insurance, taxes, maintenance, and also energy. So because they also include energy in the value proposition, they want also to optimize it, so to charge it when it's cheaper, but also to aggregate the large fleet they can manage. This is an advantage of being so big, to provide flexibility to electric grids. So how we do this? So first of all, we forecast how much flexibility in terms of power and energy will be available in the next hours, days, or weeks, depending on the specific market. And then we provide this signal to the BSP, which is then bidding this to the transmission system operator market. And then we also create a kind of merit order between the assets that we're managing in order to decide which ones we want to call first. Typically, they are like cheaper cars or cars which have higher reliability or higher state of charge in that moment, for example. And then once it's needed by the electric grid, we disaggregate the overall signal into signals that we need to send to all the charging stations and cars. So it's basically about start and stop of charging. It could also be derating in some cases. And we can actuate in both the directions. So when the frequency on the grid, for example, is going above the standard 50 Hertz or 60 Hertz in US, we basically increase the charging in order to increase the demand. Or the other way, so basically we start the charging of cars which are maybe stuck at 80%, or on the other side we stop the charging when the grid is facing a lower frequency. So in this game there are benefits for multiple stakeholders. So typically it could be a cashback or a discount in the monthly fee when you do this long-term rental. In general, for the fleet managers or car dealer or whoever is in charge, they become way more competitive because the advantages you can bring to the customers is really significant. So today, just to summarize what we're doing in general and where we see more value, today the low-hanging fruit at the European level is definitely the price arbitrage on the energy markets. In some cases, for small consumers, you need still to collaborate with the energy retailer. With big consumers, you can go directly to provide the value to the retailers, to the end users. And we have also an estimation of the value depending on the vehicles, so for car, light commercial vehicles, or heavy-duty vehicles. And then what we are now launching in May in Switzerland and also testing in Belgium is this flexibility for the transmission system operator through BSP. But what will be very big tomorrow, and with tomorrow I think around 26, also because of this company roadmaps, will be to go in a very massive scale at the European level through centralized platforms like EQG or Piccolo. Piccolo is just one example. There are many good ones on the market already. And then you can combine together with a real value stacking, the flexibility against markets, against transmission system operators, and very important in the future, against local optimization, so distribution system operators. The challenge here technically is way more big because you need as a baseline to operate against the prices, but then in a way which allows you, when needed, to provide the flexibility also to the other two players. So that's why we think there's a big need for solutions like this. We're very open now to start new pilots or new long-term projects across Europe. We're always looking for new assets to include in our value proposition. So I kindly invite you to visit us at our booth. Very open also to be challenged by your question later on and discover potential partnerships. Thank you.